What's going on, guys? It's Austin. Again, I did not do a live stream today. As you can see, I took a whole bunch of trades. Probably the most amount of trades that I've taken in probably a month, and I'm up today more than I have been in the last month as well. $850, $815 of profit today, which is good. If you've been keeping up with my videos and watching my videos, you'd know that I've been trying to kind of temper my share size and limit my share size and not go for home runs, go for a lot of base hits and not go for huge share size and go crazy. So I've been trying to kind of temper my trading. But yeah, I'm going to get into the trades for today, but I also want to say too that there was a strategy that I kind of implemented today. It's a recurring theme that you'll see. Well, what is it? It is buy the frickin' dip. I bought like the bottom of every irrationally large red candle that I saw today. I did it on GLSI literally every single time. I did it on Airbnb. I did it on HYFM. I did it all across the board, and it worked beautifully. And the reason I did that, here, let's get into it. So let's start with GLSI here. This was the one that I was focused on immediately in the morning. I was watching this. I saw this thing pre-market. It's holding up from yesterday. Obviously, we saw that explosive action yesterday. Up to 160. And my trades are actually showing up today, by the way. Look at this. It's magical. It's a miracle. But anyway, this is what I was watching at the opening bell because it was holding up. It's still at $90. You expect this thing to fade down. No, their catalyst is solid. They are holding up at $85, $90 range pre-market. And we know it has the potential to squeeze, like crazy, which is exactly what it did off the open. And what did I do? Nothing. I just watched it. I literally just watched this thing. Obviously I should have been in. I saw this wick down. I saw this red candle forming, and I was like, "Oof, man! Should I buy the freaking dip right now?" And I was like, nah, because if I take 100 shares here or 50 shares, that's still just on the first candle of the day. That's just way too much risk. I suppose I could have taken 15 shares or 25 shares, but initially the volume was really low on this first candle, and I was like, okay, I gotta step back, and I just gotta watch this thing for a few minutes here. There's gonna be opportunities on this later. Let's just be patient. So obviously it gets that squeeze up, it gets that halt and squeeze, and that's just what it was doing here. And then we get that first halt going down, and this is on resumption here. After the first halt going down, this is where I've got my finger on the buy button, join the bid. I'm looking to buy the dip and catch the pop back up because these things move all over the place, but I want to be buying at the bottom of the red candle. So what did I do? Well, I didn't buy at the bottom of the red candle, but I got an entry at 94.50. So about halfway in the middle here, and I was still able to get out at 97 because this thing is just jumping all over the place. In fact, it pops up to 105. I left $800 on the table, and that $800 doesn't even make up for half of this candle. That is how crazy this stock is moving. Like, it's crazy. You have a range on this candle from 89 to 105. Wow. Just crazy. But it didn't come all the way down to 89 here. It came down to 89 and halted. So it wasn't possible for me to get in and catch any bounce because this was happening at the end of the candle. So it initially came down, it opens here, it comes down, and I do catch kind of the bottom of that candle forming, and then that pop back up. But I wasn't looking to waste any time. I wanted to get out because this thing is you do not want to get caught on this thing coming down to 89, then be stuck in a halt going down. You got 100 shares. It's just like, oh geez, you do not want that to happen. So I just took, it was very quick, join the bid, join the ask. It was very quick in and out. But that was the theme of today. Buy the dip and buy on those big irrational sell-offs. That's where I want to be a buyer. So look, I did it again here. in at 91.1. This time I was literally like right here at the bottom of the candle, and then I catch a pop back up to 94.41. So that was a $330 winner right there. And then I did it again here, in at 89, out at 89.68, 88.91. So small winner there. And then I did it again, in at 79, out at 80, 82.50, 83. I mean, it's just like, you know, you can catch these pop back up, you know, when you get those irrationally large sell-offs. You get that panic sell-off of all those holders that are just, you know, just cutting their loss, and it's so thinly traded too, so you know that it has the potential for a pop right back up. And so, you know, here's an example where it didn't work out so great for me. I was in at 88.7. Look at this. 88.7 is right here. It comes all the way down to 86. But it still comes back up, and I'm able to cut the position and break even on it. So there you have that one. And, you know, this is probably, you know, I was getting ready to cut this position quickly. And anyway, that's the theme of trading today. And so let's go into some other names here. GLSI was just one that I traded today, and obviously was my biggest winner, $700 of profit on that one. But let's talk about the IPOs too, because I traded both of them. Hydrofarm, you might not even know IPO'd today. Hydrofarm, HYFM. This was a good one. I made $90 on this. No complaints. But what was my strategy? Buy the friggin' dip. In at 47.02, basically the bottom of this candle here at 97.02. Pops back up. I'm out at 47.5, so you know, $48 of profit on that. 47.5 is right here. It comes all the way back up and closes at 48, almost 48.5. So I left $100 on the table on that one. Here's an example where it actually continues lower, and that's the risk of this. I wouldn't even call this a strategy. It was really just my approach to trading today. Don't get me wrong. Taking this approach does not come without significant risk, because whenever you try to bottom pick one of those red candles, there's always the risk that you're not buying at the bottom, right? Obviously, it can continue lower. So this is what happens here. It continues lower, but here at least I know it's, you know, here's a green candle above VWAP, and then boom, a quick flush right back down through the VWAP, and I'm a buyer below VWAP, and I know that VWAP is like an elastic band. It's very rare that you just kind of break through it and continue. Obviously, anything can happen, but in this case, you do get a wick here. It comes back up 46.63. I'm out. It comes back up to $47. So, you know, that's a pretty good out right there, and obviously it continues lower, and but even here where it continues lower, I'm able to make a profit on this trade, and then those were the only trades I took on that one. So let's go to Airbnb, because that was obviously the main IPO, the big IPO today. This one was nuts. I was in at 151 here for the break of 150. I saw this thing wick all the way down to 144. I was watching this one in the first minute. Again, I'm just sitting on the sidelines and waiting for a setup, and you have these two wicks at 150. So the obvious long is a break of 150, and with slippage I'm in at 151. I took my profit quick. I was up $178. I took my freaking profit because I got scared. Like, what can I say? I got scared because this thing can just, it's an IPO. It's scary. This thing's moving. You know, the range of these candles is insane. This is a $5 range on this candle. You know, it's just, so I took my profit. Obviously, technically, not technically speaking, I mean like technically, in terms of technicals, I probably should have held this because it's a break of 151 or 150. And there's good potential here for this to continue, at least higher than 152.78. Maybe I should have set an order to sell on an even dollar, 153 or 154. Regardless, it continues all the way up to 165, and then I actually have a video of this trade right here, and this is a good one to get a video of too. So I'm going to do my little thing here with the black screen and expand this just so I don't make any mistakes here with the account number being shown. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so Here we have this trade. As you can see, it's come up here to 163. It makes that high of 165, and this candle is kind of forming as a doji. So let's get to the trade. So here we go. So I'm going to play it here. And so I knew I want to be a buyer on those dips, and I really that was my strategy today. Or not my strategy, but that was my approach. And so you see here, there's a difference between a red candle and then that sell-off, that panic sell-off and the break of, significant levels. So here we go. It's right now just like a red candle, right? And then boom, break of 161, break of 160. Now it's at 159.50. Uh-oh, are we going to continue lower? I'm in for 100 shares at 159.95. It's at 157. Are we going to get the break of 157.50? We're down through that level. And I mean, this thing was just crazy. It comes all the way down to VWAP 156. I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm going for the bounce off VWAP, because I know that is typically something that will happen. VWAP is like an elastic band. If you try to break through it, you're going to get slingshotted right back, and then on a second attempt you can get through there. But typically it takes more than one try. So this one I was trying to be patient on, right? So it's kind of like, the pros and cons of it are, okay, the pattern is still in play. I'm still trying to catch that bounce off VWAP. And I don't want to be the sucker that says, oh man, I cut my loss, but then it bounced off VWAP and made a new high. You know what I mean? So you have that back of mind potential. This thing was just really, really strong. And the technical setup, the bounce off VWAP, is legitimate and still in play. On the other hand, at the low here of this candle, let's see right here, I'm down $484 on this trade, 306 on the stock. You got to be ready to cut the position. So you got to be ready to cut the position, but the technical setup is still in play. So it's a matter of, how do you do this? And also it's happening all very quickly. So you have to think on your feet quite you have to be very agile. And in this case, my fate is in the stock's hand in terms of this trade, and it's not the end of the world, but I'm trying to catch that bounce off VWAP, and it's really not up to me what's going to happen. But as long as the setup is still in play, I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna be patient and wait for this thing to come back for me. And this candle, with some patience, comes all the way back up here. I set a sell order. I don't get filled here. It takes another attempt, comes back down. I cancel the order because I see it coming back up. And as it comes back up, I think, okay, maybe it can get a little bit even higher here. I'm waiting for this to really, fully form. And then there we go. I actually end up profiting on the trade as I sell out at 160.50. And I was in at 159.95, out at 165. So, or not 165, you know what I mean, 160.50. So even on this, where I was down $484 at the low of this wick, I still was able to pull it a profit on that one because the technical setup was strong. That bounce off VWAP, right? That's how strong it can be to be a buyer on those irrational sell-offs. Imagine you're in here at 155, or 156. Then you catch a bounce all the way up to 160. That's a $400 trade, right? For me, it was only, I don't even remember what was it, like 30, 40 bucks of, oh yeah, it was, so like 55 bucks of profit. It was 55 bucks of profit, But imagine you really wait for that candle to come down, all the way to, I didn't think it was going to come all the way down to VWAP in one candle. I thought it might, take more than that. I would catch a bounce before, but anyway, you can see my approach here. Buy the dip. Even here, it continues lower. I buy the dip. I'm able to get out with a profit here. Buy the dip. 148.45, out at 148.98. And, it doesn't work every single time. But when you have stocks like this where they're unpredictable, you want to take advantage of those irrational sell-offs and those panic sell-offs where buyers are dumping their shares out of just capitulation. It's stress selling. They're stressed. They're down on their position. They see this red candle forming. They just go, oh, get me out, right? And those, you want to be a buyer into that those angsty sell-offs. So that was kind of my approach all of today. I did it on GLSI, I did it on Airbnb, I did it on HYFM, and I did it all day today, and it really kind of worked out. So anyway, that was Airbnb. I'll go over SLS really quickly because I should mention this because it had a crazy continuation today. I tried this one at 11, I tried it at 12, I tried it at 1, I tried it at, I tried it at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I tried this one all day, and my timing was off. My timing was off. Tried to catch a break of VWAP. I don't know why I'm taking 500 shares here. It's just too much. Why am I taking 500 shares here? It's extended, and so I missed this one. It comes down, I cut the position, and just again, my timing was just off. As it comes down into these dips, I'm trying to be a buyer and catch a pop back up, but I just get stopped out repeatedly and just keep losing on it. Here, this was actually like a $4 winner, and then here a small loss. But anyway, this one just bad timing, and I didn't focus on these trades too much today. I didn't focus on SLS. I was watching it quite a bit, but I was had my head in the game on Airbnb and GLSI early in the morning. Those were the ones I was really wanting to buckle up for today, and those are the kind of the ones that I hit it on the head the best. So up 815 bucks. That's my best day in December, and my best day not my best day in November, but it's my best day for probably a month, since probably about the same time in November. So so that's good. A good day here, and I hope you guys learned something from these videos. I think they are. I do think they probably are helpful, and I enjoy doing them as well. And if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the video, I would appreciate that as well. And yeah, I'll be back at it tomorrow. If you have any questions, as usual, the Discord link to the server will be in the description. I'm always in there answering questions. You're welcome to join, and we can chat about trading. And anyway, yeah, so today was a great day of trading, lots of momentum, lots of volume, and I hope it continues tomorrow. I'm excited to trade tomorrow. Things are really ramping up. December's looking really good, and yeah, it's fun to be a participant in this market. And leave a comment like, how were you up today? What did you trade? How did it go for you? I'd be interested to hear about that. And yeah. We can chat. Come on, it's cordial. It's cool. So yeah, up 815 bucks today. Great day, and I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. So, oops, I never minimized this this box. Whatever. All right, so that's it from me, and I'll be back at it tomorrow morning. All right, thanks, guys.